Hi folks, Ben here from Lancasters. These are my top 4 tips for making sure that you get the very most out of your sales or lettings listing as we start to stage release out of lockdown. Number 1, online presence. Yes, people might start to be able to move around a little bit more over the coming weeks, but online is where searches begin. That's the first layer of filter. So you need to make sure that your property is listed in all the right places and looking good. Those right places are Rightmove, Zoopla and On the Market. All 3, they're not either or. Just because you might favour one doesn't mean it's the same for your buyer or your tenant. You need to have complete market coverage. People can't buy your house if they don't know it's for sale. No excuses, every single one of our properties is on all 3 of those. And then you need to make sure that you are not just on them, but absolutely front of mind. And by that I mean in the most recent section. So that is sort of front page. Nobody ever looks at page 2 of Google. It's the same with property portals. You need to make sure you are absolutely front of mind. Now that's not an easy thing to achieve. The portals do tend to sort of rank things in order of release, and if you've been on the market over the last few weeks, you will have dropped down onto page 2, 3, 4 and beyond. So it does require a strategy from your agent. We've done it. We've ensured a way that we can do that with our properties. It's required a lot of input from Rightmove and the like to be able to make sure that it's going to be done properly. But believe me, when the time is right, every single one of our properties will be front page of Rightmove, and as far as most recently released properties, looking all fresh and sharp. So beyond all the portals and absolutely front of mind. Also, online, we've got to consider social media. Now, the world has really come on in the last sort of 7 or 8 weeks. There are grandparents out there communicating with grandchildren on mediums that they never would have considered this time last year, be it Zoom video calls, social media platforms. People are a lot more tech savvy than they were 3 months ago. So bear in mind, you go to where your buyers are. We need to make sure that we are absolutely pitching to them at all times. Our social media profile is, I'm pretty sure, the largest of any UK estate agent. We're 23,000 active followers anyway. That's our number. I think the average on the island is around 1,000. So we are blessed with a really big following. Thank you ever so much if you follow us. And really work that network. So you need to make sure that your agent is actively working that database, only showing properties and promoted properties to the right sets of people. You can really annoy people by showing them stuff they're never going to be interested in. So we spend a lot of time working over target groups and making sure that is absolutely on point. So something your agent needs to do, very easy to do with the technology nowadays. So make sure your online presence is on form and in front of the right sets of eyeballs. My number 2 is quality of your marketing material. It's a real pet hate of mine. People that in today's day and age who are putting out their sort of substandard marketing material. There's no excuse. Sharp set of photographs. It is absolutely number 1 and essential. People buy with their eyes. The average time spent on a Rightmove listing, somebody told me once, was 1.7 seconds. Gives you an idea of just how quickly people do move on, dismiss you if you don't grab them a second they look at it. So those images need to be spot on, pin sharp, professional quality images, okay? And support those with a good range of supporting documents. That's sales and lettings should have floor plans, room measurements, video tours, virtual reality tours, everything that you need as a buyer to really assess your property, okay? Not just enough to look at it and go, oh, I might go and have a look at that sometime when I'm ready. That is not going to get you, top of the pile. Just doesn't work. Okay, so make sure that your marketing material is of absolutely top quality. Have a look at it objectively. Get a friend to look at it if you need to, and make sure it represents your home to its best. Number 3, price. Now, if you're currently on the market, have an honest look at your price, and you tell me whether that is vanity or sanity. Vast majority of properties out there are priced correctly. Unfortunately, there are a few out there, either driven by vendor's ego or driven by an agent who is struggling for listings and will overvalue a property, and the prices are just too high. You can easily tell that yourself, really. Put some objective glasses on, look at it through a different lens, look at what a buyer could buy with the same budget out there, compare what else is out there in that sort of price bracket, and really get honest about whether it's on the market at the right price. If it is, we'll assume it is, that's great. The years of the 99 pence culture mindset are gone, so make sure that the pricing is on a price point. Okay, what I mean by that is, if your house is worth £300,000, put it on the market at £300,000. Do not put it on the market at 299, 99999. It just does not work. Believe me, it does not work. I do this day in, day out for years. I can promise you it doesn't work. People out there, your buyer is bright enough to know that 2999999 means 300. They just know it. Okay. Also, strategically for you, if your agent has suggested that to you, they've cut off a massive section of your market. So yes, you might be picked up in the people who are looking between 275 and 300. They'll pick you up because you're in their price bracket. But the people out there who are searching between 300 and 325, they never know you exist. They might be thinking they could push their budget at sort of 325, but suddenly you drop onto their radar. If you were priced at 300, you drop into their search bracket. Hey, look, I don't need to really spend every penny I've got and I still get myself a beautiful house. There's a whole catchment of people who can easily afford your property who aren't being shown it right now because of some out of date pricing strategy. It just doesn't work. Okay, so make sure it's the right price, a sane, sanity not vanity, right price, and on a price point. Okay, every single search engine has a price point. Rightmove, Zoopla, Prime Location, just have a look at them. You'll know what the numbers are. They're easily accessible for everyone to be able to see. Number 4, agent communication. Now, as we come out of this lockdown period, your agent's job is to inspire consumer confidence again. Okay, to make sure that is really driving hard. The only thing that drives the market up or down is the gain or loss of consumer confidence, and your agent is there to be able to inspire confidence in your buyer. Okay, that's what your agent's job is. Now, you would have a feel for how good their communication is throughout this lockdown period, how well they've communicated with you, how much they've kept the market up to date with stuff like this, just hints and tips and how the market's changing, releases in legislation, changes throughout the whole time. Good agents would have kept you posted, and then also the way in which they communicate. Having an office telephone number and an email address is not the level of expectation that people have with communication nowadays. We are in an always-on economy. Okay, it's just the way of the world now. Every single one of our vendors, landlords, prospective tenants, and prospective buyers has my personal mobile number, has my team's mobile numbers. That is so that they can drop them a text message when they think of something and ask a question, so that we can set up a WhatsApp group to be able to keep everybody informed at the same time that needs to be in that specific group. Be it 2 vendors of the same property or 2 purchasers of the same property when it's couples, to be able to keep them informed with feedback and up to the minute stuff as we go. Just basic stuff which is at our fingertips and expected. It's amazing how many agents just don't do it. So make sure that your agent is absolutely on point with communication, inspires that confidence, and gets every last penny out of your prospective purchaser or tenant. So there you go, Ben from Lancasters. They're my top 4 tips for getting the very most out of your property listing as we start to exit lockdown.